not only having retrospect, but self-assessment, analyzing what's going on. What is happening? What am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling it? Is it justified? Is it warranted? If it's not, why am I feeling like this? And cut it off and create another pathway that it doesn't connect like that anymore. And that's not something that just happens overnight. That, I've had to go on a journey to get to where I am. And then I realized that, life is happening for me, not to me. So if I'm part of my reality, if I'm co-creating my reality, guess what? It's going to be one that I can live with every day.
Well,
I am working on being connected.
Right. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I know you've been doing a couple of new things in your life. We talked a little bit about chanting and crystals, and is part of the genesis for you the connectedness?
Most definitely. It's knowing that I'm connected to the source. It's knowing that I am enough. It's knowing that the source is part of me. It's knowing that God created me, and he knows everything about me, and he knows every hair on my head, and he knows my weakness. He knows my strengths. And at the end of the day, I love me. Right. And that has been a journey, because that has not been my answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would be willing to bet that even in listening to the rebroadcast of this conversation, that you'll probably learn something else. And for all of those family members, family and friend in this great big wide world, this again is Spirit Speaks with my in-studio guest, Phyllis-Scott. I just love how that sounds. And we're talking about finding ourselves. So as we come to the last portion of this interview, and then before we go, I want you to tell the family how they can get in contact with you, mm-hmm. and a little bit about your other business. Tell the family what you want them to remember about you.
I wrote that down.
Oh, you wrote that down?
Yes, I did.
Speech.
And it has changed.
Wonderful.
From us talking. But I would say I care about the status of the human condition. I have an affinity for people. Doesn't matter the race or color. I am resilient. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I will not apologize for who I am. I am powerful, strong, worthy, and enough. And I will strive to live in a state of pure gratitude.
Beautiful. That sounds like you just created your own affirmation.
My own affirmation, yes. And it's going to be wonderful.
Sounds like it.
Future is going to be wonderful.
It sounds like you pulled out a new canvas,
yes,
and you just painted the first stroke. That is powerful in of itself. Thank you so much for opening up and being the first guest on Spirit Speaks. We do hope in the near future you'll come back for another set. Now, before we go, because I told you I was not going to let you get out of here without singing something for Phyllis-Scott. I want the family to know the other side of Phyllis-Scott, the professional side. You are a business owner, and with any business, it had to be a long road to get there. So tell the listening family what you do on the professional side.
On the professional side, and it's still, it's now a part of who I am. I think initially it was a professional part of me. But it is it's my ministry in a way, because I am there very passionate to help small business owners, and small business owners could be people that are making, $50 a year to $10 million a year. But it's to help them not only stay in business, but to take their business to the next level, stay profitable, and prepared if they're ready to sell it. So then if they want to be able to leave a legacy to their family, they're able to do that. So that is the professional business consultant side of me. But where I'm able to help at an even deeper level is I'm not the regular business consultant. I know everything about my clients. I know their hang-ups. I know what's keeping them from being the best CEO owner that they want to be. And that is the reason why my plans for Scott Financial is to get more into the business coaching aspect of it, because that's what I do every day with my clients. I'm coaching them as well as, their books and taxes and pretty much implementing an infrastructure, because a lot of them don't have it. One thing that I've noticed more and more is that you have these small businesses popping up because the state makes it pretty easy to create an LLC, but they don't understand, they don't have the aptitude to even run a business. These are people that were, and this is, not downplaying what they're bringing to the table, but they're visionaries, and that's great. They had a great idea, but they never ran a business before. They don't know anything about accounting. They don't even have an idea of business law, but they create a business, and then they're surprised when they get a letter from the Texas Comptroller or the Texas Workforce Commission or the IRS saying what they didn't do. So what I would like to see people do more of is make sure that when they start a business that they have the right team in place. And the team means not only the people working for you, but your professional and legal people, your accountants, your CPA, your attorney. And a bookkeeper is not a CPA. It is a person that's going to help you keep track of your books. But if you don't have that person training that individual, they can come in and mess everything up for the business owner. So again, it's about education, empowering the clients. My website says that, I help them create repeatable processes. So once you create a process and make it repeatable, you become more efficient, and then you're able to utilize my services to then take your company to the next level. So that's in a nutshell what I do, and love doing it. I really do love doing it.
I think I know you love doing that.
I love numbers. I love making money.
So I have a question for you, because you are a CPA, and actually this question came up today with one of my students. What are the requirements for a young accountant who is looking to become a CPA? I can say, you need to take this course, you need to take that course, you need to take this course. But what does the state of Texas require for you to become, because that's a professional licensure? Oh
yeah. It's a professional licensure. And what the first thing I would do is tell them to visit the Texas Accountancy Board, because the numbers change. I think when I got my CPA, they were not requiring 150 hours. I think now they're requiring 150 hours, and the test has changed a little bit. But if they're interested in doing it, if they love numbers, if they understand the whole debit credit aspect of it, then they should definitely look into it and pass the 4 parts. I pushed that aside for a long time. I did not want to make the sacrifice. I did not want to sacrifice the time, didn't want to commit to the time that I would spend away from my family studying for this test that I would probably fail, because everybody, fails the first time. So why do I want to spend this time and effort to fail something? I don't fail. I'm a perfectionist. So I'm not going to do it. I'll just say, hey, I know everything that the CPAs know. But what happened was when the recession happened in order for me to start my own business and to be legitimate, I knew that I was going to have to get my license. So I studied for the CPA exam 10 years after graduating from college, maybe more than that, and then got my license. So you can do it. It is a sacrifice. There's a commitment, but you can do it, pass the test, and make sure that you work with a group of people so you can get your hours. Because even after you take the test and graduate, you still have to have your hours worked under a CPA doing that accounting work.
See, family, you get so much when you come and visit us over here at Spirit Speaks. Spoken like a true professional, Miss Phyllis-Scott, as we talk about finding ourselves. You've been listening to Spirit Speaks, and as promised, I do believe Miss Persely-Scott, now Phyllis-Scott, is going to give us a rendition of one of her favorite songs.
Well, I thought I've done my singing for the night, but let's see. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks, they're laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? And is your mouth a little bit weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? So don't change your hair for me. Not if you really, really, really care for me, baby, 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 baby. Stay, little Valentine, please stay. Oh, each day with you is Valentine Day.
Wow. And there it is, family. Thank you so much, Phyllis, sister girlfriend, for sitting in on our little one-on-one chat. Family, you've been listening to Spirit Speaks. We'll see you on the next trip. Peace.